Alright, we're at the home farm now. We're going to get some hay to take back to the sheep and feed out. We've got all the hay over here at my parents' place. So we're going to go ahead and get a couple and go from there. These are some haylage bales we made this fall, and I'm going to try some out. I've not fed haylage to the sheep, and we're going to see a little higher protein, a little sweeter taste. So we're going to see how they like it. the hay homes. Now we'll take it down, get it unloaded, and get some of it fed out tonight. So stay tuned. Right, so we're in the tractor back at the house. We're gonna unload this hay for the sheep. This is one of them haylage bales. We baled this last fall, and we'll try to see what it does with the sheep. A little higher protein, and you should like it pretty well. So we're gonna get this in the barn and get the panel around it. I'm gonna put it to where 2 different groups can get to it. That way they eat it a little faster. That way you don't have to worry about spoilage as bad. With this high moisture hay, you gotta watch with spoilage, especially if it's gotten warmer. And like y'all seen in the last video, we've had a bunch of rain, then we got some snow, and right now it's I think 75 degrees, so it's going to be a little bit warmer this week. So we're just going to keep it in the pen with 2 of them. Should be about 50 sheep, and they should go through it good enough that we won't have to worry about it molding or anything like that. So we'll get this in the barn and get it set up. Alright, we're going to try to get in this corner where I can put that panel right with it there. It's probably going to be about as good as it gets. Alright, I think that'll do. Alright, we'll grab this other one, put in with the yearlings. I see why now all the YouTubers I've watched over the years, they say running the camera and driving the tractor and the loader is difficult, and I'm right there with them. It's pretty tough doing it one-handed. The Massey does help, being I can do it all from the joystick, but the steering part is the only other kicker. It is going to take a little while to get used to, that's for sure. Alright, let's go get a dry one for the weanlings. Alright, we'll put this dry bale into the weanlings. I actually opened them up with the ewes yesterday. That way they could finish up the bale and everybody be on the same hay schedule. So we'll get them split out tomorrow and get them back where they go. All right, let's go see what we got. Well, as you can tell, they're going to town on it. We'll get all these on this bud back. Let these ewes back in. I believe they like it pretty well too, looks like. So we'll get that panel over there and get it wrapped up and talk a little about it. Alright, so like I've showed you in other videos, we just put a panel around it to keep them from wasting so much. But you can see here it's got kind of a sheen on it. It is wet, so we try to bale theirs between 40 to 60% moisture. This stuff was actually probably on the drier end, probably 45 to 50. We've got some sorghum Sudan grass we do. This right here is mostly outside of the field. It's got a lot of the fescue in it, not much Sudan in it. So a good bale to try them out on, but as you can see, they're eating it pretty good. So we'll see how they do, and we'll go from there. So alright, we'll go ahead and get the panel around the yearlings hay bale. All right, we'll see what you got. So let's tie it off on one side. Of course, I've got it pushed up here. The U's on the right side, they can actually get from that side. And then we wrap it around. And on a 5x5 bale, the panel won't go all the way around. That's usually why I put it up against either a panel or a gate or something like that. And I tie it off here. So what the U's can do is as they eat, they'll push against the panel, which pushes it closer in. And then it can actually slide down these boards. And sometimes I'll have to help it guide along, which is fine. But it keeps from making such a mess. Keeps everything contained. I've seen some of the hay mangers and the cradles. People using those, which probably work good, and I might try some of those next year. But for right now, the panels work pretty good at saving a lot of the hay. So, like I said, this is that haylage Sudan grass. It's got some fescue in it too. This is one of the outside bales, but smells really good. High moisture. We try to get it anywhere from 40 to 60%, and that lets it ferment and go through all that process. And we wrap it. So usually we cut it. Next day we'll tet it or get it up in a windrow, let it dry down a little bit more, and usually by that evening we can bale it. So like y'all know, we don't have a lot of time during the summer, and with the haylage it allows us to get it up in a couple days rather than 3 or 4, and saves us some time. You get a little higher protein, a little bit better hay. So as long as you've got the equipment to bale it and wrap it and stuff like that, it works out pretty good for us. So like I said, this is the yearling one. You already seen me do the one over here with the ewes. Eating it real good. They're piling up there. Even the lambs are climbing up on it wanting some. So we'll look and see a couple days how they do on it. Primarily use it in our beef cattle, but we see some people do some baleage and haylage in a TMR mix. So we'll see what they do on it and kind of go from there. So if any of y'all have used it, just comment down below and let me know how your sheep do on it. But we're anxious to see what we've got. We've got a bunch of it left at the house that we done. We did, I think, 300 rolls last year, so we've got a little bit extra, and we'll see how the sheep do on it. So I did yesterday get the rams pulled out of the pens with the ewes. So got Mufasa there on the left, and Kobu in the middle, and Simba on the right. As you can tell, we like Disney names at my house with my kids. So we got them pulled, and hopefully they covered all the ewes. Haven't seen any paint on any of them in a month or two, so they should be pretty tight group. And we'll see. Still got the weanlings over there. We've got about 20 to wean here in the next couple weeks to put with them, but they're looking good and doing good, and should be ready for market here next month or so. That'll about be it for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and unload the rest of that trailer full of hay, and we'll catch back up with you tomorrow, and we'll see how they've done on it, see how much they've ate, and hopefully haul some corn home. You'll see that in the next video on how we grind corn and make some feed. So stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.